So our examples so far have been pretty interesting. We've had x, a variable of y, we had some fractions we dealt with, but in all of those cases, we've had the right form at the beginning. We've had that a times the variable squared plus b times the variable plus c is equal to 0. What happens if we don't have that? Let's look at example 1f. So we have 2x squared minus 36 is equal to x. So looking at my equation that they're giving me, I do have a quadratic because I see that x squared term. I see an x and I see a constant. It's just that the x over here is in the wrong place. In order to use the quadratic formula, remember we need to have that a times x squared plus b times x plus c is equal to 0. Once we have that, then we're able to apply this set of operations. But if we don't have that, divided by 2a, if we don't have that, we're going to have to adjust our equation to make it into the right form. And that's what we have to do first. So what am I going to do in this particular case? Well, I need it to equal 0. I also need this x on the other side with everything else, right? All the x and constants needs to be on one side of my equal sign. So to do that, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So on the left now, I'll have 2x squared minus x. It was a positive over here, so I subtracted to move it over. Minus 36 is going to equal to the 0, since x minus x cancels away to 0. Now is it in the right form? Yes, now it's good to go. So then we can pick out the a, our b value, our c value. So a is 2, b is -1, c is -36, and we can go ahead and plug into the quadratic formula. So here we go. We'll have x is equal to negative of a -1. Here again, there's a b that's a negative. That's one of my signs, but the formula has another negative on it, so those parentheses help me keep track of that. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. B squared, so I put the squaring part in parentheses like I've been practicing, minus 4 times a times c. All of this divided by 2 times a. So 2 times 2 in this case. All right, a lot of signs. A lot of signs in these problems. We take our time with them. Negative and a negative is a positive, plus or minus. -1 squared is a positive 1. The negative and a negative turns positive. Same thing over here, a negative from that subtraction with the negative from the c value will turn this into a plus. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 36. In my calculator, I get 288. All of this is divided by 4. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We have 1 plus or minus the square root. See, 1 plus 288, that's 289 divided by 4. And the square root of 289 just so happens to be a nice 17. So I can say this is equal to 1 plus or minus 17 divided by 4. Split it apart. We have x is equal to 1 plus 17 divided by 4. And then we have x equals 1 minus 17 divided by 4. And when we work these out, 1 plus 17 is 18 divided by 4. I want to reduce that down. Always reduce our numbers down, our fractions. We get 9/2. On the other answer, 1 minus 17, that's -16 divided by 4 is a -4. And we have our answers. So a lot of different ways we can start these types of problems. Once we get it into the right form, though, the process is the same. Let's try one more. Let's try example G, 1G down here. We have 2m squared minus 7m minus 13 is equal to negative 10. So do we have the right form? Even though they're different letters, is this in the right shape to be able to apply our quadratic formula? It's not. We have something in the way. We have 2a. There we go. We have that negative 10. This looks good on so far on the left, but it doesn't equal 0 on the right, and it needs to equal 0. This is the only way that formula works out. So if I need this 0, how can I move the 10 to the other side? Well, it's a negative 10, so we'll undo that with addition. So moving the 10 over is going to create the 0 that we need, leaving us with 2m squared minus 7m minus 3 is equal to 0. And then we go along with our formula. So our a value, what's in front of the squared part, that's a 2. Our b value is negative 7, and our c value is negative 3. Now keep in mind where we're getting these, right? The a is with the squared part. The b is with the linear term, the m to the first power in this case. And the c is just the number that doesn't have a variable. It's the constant of that quadratic equation. Okay, from there, we want to plug in. We'll say that m, that's our variable, is equal to a negative of a negative 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3. All of this divided by 2 times 2. And once we get going, we'll have a positive 7. We're doing order of operations here. Negative 7 squared, well, that's 49, positive 49. This negative and that negative would also turn positive. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Divided by 4. So I have 7 plus or minus the square root. 49 plus 24 looks to be a 73. Doesn't look like a square root that I know. So once I get to my simplified version here, I'll go ahead and start splitting it apart. I'll have x, I'm sorry, not x. We said m, there we go. M is equal to 7 plus the square root of 73 divided by 4. We'll do a decimal approximation right now. Our other version, 7 minus the square root of 73 divided by 4. So if I wanted exact values, these would be exact. Let me write this a little higher here. If we wanted decimals, we're going to need our calculator. 73 divided by 4. And let's see what this comes out in the calculator. Here we go. So I'm going to say 7 plus the square root of 73. Get a decimal for that. So it's 15.544. Divide it by that 4 though. Remember, all of this is happening in my numerator, so I need that decimal before I can apply the division. And I get 3.886, we'll say. 3.886. We'll do the same thing for the subtraction. 7 minus the square root of 73. There's my new numerator. Divide that by 4. Get a decimal there. We have negative 0.386. So approximately negative 0.386. And there we have it. Our solutions to our original quadratic equation that we started with.